Hey guys, John Loxley, back with our walkthrough of Subnautica. Alright, so last time we checked out, I believe it was Life Pod 19. We saw that there's a... Well, we saw an island. It's actually... I believe it is generally the second island that you find, but... who knows? Right, so this time I suspect in this episode we'll get the radio message from the Sunbeam, and we should get their the little countdown timer to them landing. So we'll find out very quickly. Rendezvous point, dry land. Yep. Yes, indeed. Alright, so we have a bunch of stuff. Bunch of stuff on us. Blueprints. Okay, plasteel, aerogel. Cooked Reginald and spadefish. Cured stuff. Right, we found the first ingredient of the propulsion cannon. Right, okay, titanium ingot, power cell, glass, lubricant, lead. I have the ingot. Not on me, but I have it. Oh, those peepers are getting some air. Look at that. Right on. Power cell. Well, I don't have any copper. That's the problem. I could take the power cell out of the sea glide, except that doesn't... Okay, that's, never really thought about that one. Hang on. Oh, it's the mobile vehicle bay that requires a power cell. Well, okay. So basically I need to find... Oh, okay. I must have used the ingot as well. So let's, while we're waiting to get that next message... see if we can find some titanium. Specifically titanium and copper. That's what I need. No stalker in here this time. Oh, there he is. Alright. Yes. See, it's not too bad. You hear the charge and then you run away. Alrighty. Whoa there. Here pretty soon we're gonna have to... Okay, cool. Pretty soon we'll have to read some of those things. Right. Still no radio message, huh? Right on. So right now the Sunbeam should be looking for a place to land. And that's when they radio in and they're like, hey, we have the coordinates. We'll check you out at such and such a time. No, hang on. For the compass, I do need copper wire. Displays compass heading on the HUD. There it is. Right on. Okay, so now I have the titanium ingot. So I just need a power cell and lubricant. Well, I was able to get one piece of copper. I mean, realistically, I was able to get more than that. Titanium. There's copper. Oh, I never did scan these. Crash fish, where are you? That's a shuttle bug. It's just, you know, clipped through the ground a little bit. Well, no crash fish in there, thankfully. It's like whenever you're looking for this stuff, you can never find it. But whenever you're not, that's when you find it everywhere. Okay, so now I should have enough copper. You know what? And since I saw this, I'm gonna get it. Lead. Oh, alright. Okay, that's fine. Okay, 4 of those. Oh. No water on me. I don't need it at the moment, but if I did have any, I was going to free up some space so I could break that chunk of limestone open. Okay, so 2 batteries. Okay, well there's water. Okay, so 2 batteries. A flashlight does not have one. Oh. Alright, so now our 2 batteries are, you know, semi-depleted. Right, well I need Right, there's the kelp. We're fine. So I have enough space so I can grab 1. So when you're watching the videos, I imagine it looks pretty grindy, and it kind of is, but honestly, I enjoy it. It's, I don't know, it feels very goal-oriented to me. It's like, you know, you set yourself a little goal, you're like, I need this, and then you go out and you get it. Actually need 2 of those, but to make the power cell I will need silicone rubber. So we'll do that, make ourselves a little power cell. Boom. Well, I guess we can go and get another one of those seeds. See, this is the light stick, and you can... Oh, so there it is. And you just pick it up again. It's not as directional, like I said, as the flashlight, because the flashlight illuminates more in front of you, whereas the light stick illuminates around it, like all directions. It's like if we go through here, it's you know, it's okay. You can't really see what's in front of you. That's a bit of the problem, though. Like, for example, that stalker. Okay, lubricant. That should be everything I need for the Seamoth. Alright, let's do this.
The Seamoth is a fast, safe mode of transport, but remember that swimming is good for your glutes and endorphin levels.
I will remember. Don't worry. Alright, so now that we've used the vehicle bay, we can still build a couple of things with it. And if you ever need to change your power cell out, it's right there. So the Seamoth does not have, you know, a whole lot. It's got a battery, just like anything else. And speaking of batteries, what I'm going to do is make another one and stick that in the flashlight. And then we won't have to worry about it. And for now, we'll put the light stick back in there. Wait, why do I have the fire extinguisher on me still? Okay. Bleach, salt. Okay, we've got the Seamoth modification station, vehicle upgrades, a lot of stuff to build now. Scanner room upgrades, scanner room and a moon pool. We don't have that yet. Thermal plant, floodlights, vehicle upgrade console, which is awesome. Bioreactor, all this different stuff. Look at all this. Look at all that cool stuff we get to build. So right now, let's work on the radiation suit. We need 2... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. We need 2 creepvine samples. And so we don't really need it right now. What we do need is more of the diamond for the laser cutter. That's kind of the big... Okay. And you know what? I'm at the point where I'm going to need some... water anyway. That'll do for now. Alright. Oh, right, I need 2 fiber. Which means I actually need more. Nope. Alright, let's pound some of this stuff, so to speak. Yeah, we'll need more food here in a minute, but... Okay. Go grab more creepvine. So there's occasionally points like this where it's just kind of slow. But honestly, I find it really relaxing because it's in, you know, it's nice. You're not really threatened or anything. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna go. It's like going to the store. And we have a nice little icon there too, which tells us where our Seamoth is. So if we ever lose it, we know exactly where to go. Alright, peeper. Wow, you're really going for it. There we go. so this should give us the radiation suit that we need. At least for the time being. Generally speaking, you want to cook it or eat it right after you cook it because it deteriorates pretty quickly. Equipment. Radiation suit. Lead line suit. And really, that's, at least for this stuff, that's all that we need at the moment. You can kind of see it below. Alright, now I have little radiation stuff on me. Now what I don't have at the moment, because I already had the rebreather, is the helmet. But that's fine, you just go into the, you know, an area where you start taking radiation damage, and then just put this on, and it's fine. And we are going to need computer chips, but we don't have enough copper or anything else. Tools. Don't have that. Still need a diamond. See, that's what we need the computer chip for. Wiring kit and a battery. If you have extra sulfur, you can make flares. And that's basically it for the moment. So let's kind of not toss some of our extra gear, but right, we don't need the repair tool just yet. Extra lead, quartz, copper, salt. That's fine. We don't need to take that with us. Then, well, I'll turn one of those leeches into water. Because my plan right now is to go for the island. Okay, so the Seamoth is right there, the island is there. So the Seamoth itself is about as fast as your...
Welcome aboard, Captain.
You can, you know, right-clicking turns the lights on and off, so you can save your power that way a little bit. It's about as fast as your Sea Glide. But what its real strength is that you can, well, first off, you can hit fish with it, and it'll either stun or kill them, and then you get out and just grab them. Although it hurts the Seamoth, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing that. The big thing... Wait, what's fighting? The gasopod and... Oh, a stalker, I suppose. The big thing is that it operates as a... like an oxygen refill thing. So we'll take it, we'll go back to beacon manager, you, and we'll say that. Give it orange. So we can, our current crush depth, which is up on the top, like 14 meters, the 200 in yellow, that's how far down we can go before the Seamoth starts taking damage. You can actually extend that. But for now, it's good to just park it a little bit above that, and then you can dive deeper. And since we have the rebreather, we can actually head down and not have to worry about the time factor so much. Our oxygen will be a little bit more realistic. And pretty soon we're going to hit that 200 meters, so we need to start leveling off. We don't want to go right back to the pod. What I'm looking for is... let's see, there's some of the wreck stuff. And we'll just kind of chill right about here, because it ends at about there. So what I'd like to do is hop out and then kind of explore down here a little bit, see if we can find some more shale. Is that another time capsule? It is. Okay. Well, I have no problems with that. Jeez, that's crazy. We're getting lucky this time around.
The builder, to is designed to construct habitats capable of withstanding extreme environmental conditions.
That's awesome. It gave me like one of everything. Builder tool, so now I don't have to build it. Another scanner, another repair tool. I got a laser cutter, which is awesome. Now I don't have to worry about building one of those. And was that a flashlight? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe bottle of water. Oh Jesus! Oh jeez! Oh you freaking! Okay, that scared me a little bit. Well, and it's stunned, I guess, or dead. I don't care. Bleeder, little bastards. And we'll grab a Reginald so we can salt it. Okay. Oxygen's dropping off a bit. And obviously the bleeder hurt us a little bit, so we're going to run back here, fill up our oxygen. And then we'll take a look at the time capsules. So we got a second one, survive. We're humans, we survive. Never forget that. May the tides be on your favor. You're awesome. Thank you. Now I have the laser cutter, which actually we could use right here. So we'll set that to 4. Now the other thing is... So... Got one of those. Now the question is... It's just a regular battery. Okay. It doesn't... Actually, hang on. It does kind of tell you. Charge out of 100... So if these have more than 100 as far as charge goes... Oh, okay, we have a radio. That's probably the sunbeam. Oh, and the thermoblade. It gave us the thermoblade. Okay, that was the other thing. Which you don't get till later, which is cool. Cooks and sterilizes small organisms for immediate consumption. So you can basically just hack at a fish, and it'll immediately be cooked and ready to eat, so you don't have to worry about it anymore. So now I don't really have to get the diamond, because that's what I was looking for down here. But I do want to run down here and see if there's... Well, first, see if there's anything in these little boxes. And then secondly... no. I mean, I'm going to get the gel sack, but not just yet. I want to run down and inspect this. I know what it is, but... So, if you look... Alien vent. So we'll scan that. You can see peepers going in and out of it. There goes a peeper. Down the drain. And sometimes you'll see one of... Wait, can I... Okay. Yeah, one of those things. Rock grub. There we go. Is that a second? Oh, lithium, okay. Sure, I'll take lithium. Oh, okay. We should be able to make that. See, if this was hardcore, I don't know if I would have noticed that. And then I probably would have died. Whoa. Okay. We're doing okay. So we probably have 2 radio messages. Well, before we do that, I'm gonna swim down here. Because, honestly, I should probably have parked a little bit closer. That's another thermal plant fragment, I think. Yeah. You need titanium, which, you know what? I won't turn that down. It might, you know, hit me in the butt here soon, but... Okay, and he's like, hey, what's this do? Yep, okay. Alright, so you just kind of get close, just like you're using the repair tool, but this is a laser cutter. And then you just cut away. And this thing actually goes through a fair amount of power as well. One full battery will cut like three doors, give or take. And then what can I scan in here is the question. Modification station fragment. Oh yeah, I believe that'll get us what we need. Yep.
New blueprint
And
acquired.
power cell charger fragment. You know what, I'm just going to scan both of these too. That way, you know, if you have extra power cells, you just stick one in reinforced dive suit. There you go.
New blueprint
Oh,
acquired.
and there's the other power cell charger fragment. Cool. More mod station stuff.
New blueprint acquired.
Okay, is that it? Let us head out. Yep, and we should make it. And I think
30 seconds.
I've been watching my health jump back up, so that's good. You do, you know, healing over time, that's handy. Got ourselves a little nutrient block too. Awesome. Alright. So we've gotten a bunch of stuff now. Let's take a look. You know what? We'll look at the geological data first, right? So Ruby, we'll go through all this stuff. A hard blood red gemstone made of aluminum oxide. Rubies may be processed in order to leverage their structural integrity in advanced vehicle construction and modification. Assessment essential for advanced fabrication. Right, so you pick up that gel sack as well. And then you can use those two ingredients to make aerogel. This sedimentary rock is formed from flakes of clay minerals, inside of which rare metals such as lithium can be found. Geological conditions on this planet means it tends to be found in deeper biomes. Assessment: gold, lithium, and diamond source. Okay. So what we're gonna do... Well, actually, let's... Where's that other one? Right here. Yep, and the bleeder thing kind of freaks me out a little bit, always. You know if it's a door that you can cut because it looks like it's been punched. It's like dented in the middle. And even though I'm wearing a helmet, you can still see my hair in the shadow. Well, I guess I'm wearing a mask. But still. Okay. So let's take a look in here. We have another data box. Cyclops Fire Suppression System.
New
Sample
blueprint acquired.
sample analyzer, non-functional. Powerless. I can't talk. I mean, so I guess that's normal. We're just going to scan some of these. Those would take up quite a bit of space, so I don't really want to pick them up at this point. But you can use them to... They don't do anything, but you decorate with them. And I think in here, this is all there is. I think it's just the one room. We'll swim around real fast and... I mean, it looks small. Right, there's also in here, but... Well... Nothing. You think it's another way to get in, and you are mistaken. Okay. So that's those two wrecks.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay, still doing alright as far as all this. We have a bunch of titanium. And you know what? Let's go over here and... There's nothing wrong with grabbing a little bit more titanium. Where there's... Okay, here's...
Warning.
Oh, whoop,
Maximum
whoop.
depth reached.
Whoop,
Hull
okay.
damage imminent.
Yep. We did. Do not fear. Yeah, and the upgrade module for this is right there. It's like a little hatch. So we'll just pull out the repair thing. Repair that. It does about 5 per. Prawn suit torpedo arm fragment, which I don't typically use. I think I've used it like once just to see what it does. Oh, and you'll notice the peepers have their eyes closed. That's the level of detail in this game, which is amazing. Yeah, and right, I already did go in there. I don't know why I was having a senior moment. I'm not even a senior, so I'm going to hell for that comment. Don't be like me, kids. Don't be like me. Be respectful. Yep. And just look how dark it is. And this is like normal, you know, whatever you call it. The normal color gradient. Filmic, even darker. Alright, so let's head back to... Yeah, sometimes it does get a little disorienting, so we're going to head back to the pod. And we have the habitat builder now, so we don't have to worry about building one of those. What I suspect is that... So I think we got 2 messages. One is probably going to be from another... don't hit that. Don't hit the terrain if you can help it. One is definitely going to be from the Sunbeam. And the other will probably be from one of the other life pods. Because it seems to be the case that the further down you go... Like once you get life pod 3, and then you go there, and then it gives you another one. Then you go somewhere else, and it gives you another one. And then you go a little bit deeper, and then it's like, oh, okay, now that you've built this thing and can swim down a little farther, we'll give you one that's just a little bit out of your reach. You build the Seamoth, and it can only go down to 200 meters, so then it gives you one that's down at like 250 meters. So it's helping you progress, but you don't have to do it. It's just like, hey, you may want to check this out. It's not like, go here. It's just one of those things, like, because it doesn't... We're gonna reach a point where we run out of life pods to check out. And then it'll be like, okay, well, now where do we go? Okay, I have that. Let me just turn that into a salty snack real fast. Bam. Personal. Reinforced dive suit. Synthetic fibers, diamond and titanium. Where do you get the synthetic fibers? That's the question. Cured. Reginald. And then water. We're good on that front, I think.
This is Life Pod 6. I have a passenger on board. Coordinates attached. We've landed a kilometer from the crash site, but there's radiation in between us and the rendezvous. Request immediate assistance. 6 out.
Signal coordinates corrupted. Approximate transmission origin recorded to data bank.
Wait, I thought we got 2. We only got 1? Well, okay then. In that case, we will need another ingot, so we'll just turn this into an ingot. Free up some space. Yes, I could make another locker, but... Or a locker. Have I made one? No, I haven't. Let's make a locker. Okay, 4. Put the lithium in there. I don't, survival knife. Flashlight. Actually, we may need the batteries. But you know what, it's fine. And yes, I'm gonna hold on to the... I don't know, it's my OCD. I want to hold on to the ones that, you know, need to be charged. So you take 4 titanium, you make a little locker, and that actually holds about half of what this storage container does. It holds like 16. It's a little 16 by 16 square. So you just take it, stick it right there, and then just like with the vehicle pod, or the vehicle bay, and you can actually edit the name on top of it if you wish, but we're not going to do that. What I do want to do... Come on. Wait, hang on. Was there a... Yes. Scan that real fast. Real fast, like. So we're going to have... Here pretty soon we're going to get the Sunbeam transmission. And when that happens, I think it gives you like 40 minutes to get there. So what'll happen is we'll have plenty of time to sit there and read and listen to all those things while we wait. Okay, so we have some food, we have some water, although you don't, I mean, you know, whatever, we'll just put these in here. Or not. Food comes with us, how about that? And we'll just take the rest of this stuff, and then we'll head back to the, head to the rendezvous point. I disabled the beacon for, you know, Officer Keen's thing because... yep, we hit it. It's probably fine. Or it's dead. Either way. Yeah, we don't necessarily need to go there. The whole plan of me going there was to see if I could find shale so I could get a diamond so I could make the laser cutter, but we lucked out in finding that cool person's time capsule. That was pretty awesome. We got a thermoblade, we got the laser cutter, and then we got the habitat builder, which we didn't have any of that stuff yet. And now you'll notice my power for this, the Seamoth keeps dropping, like we're at about 88 right now. That's... I mean, you know, it's not super concerning because I know what I'm doing, but the first time I played this, it was like, oh my god, I don't want to use this thing. You know, I don't want to use it because what will happen if I run out of power and stuff like that. But so we've actually scanned the moon pool pieces, and so once you build yourself a base, you build a moon pool and then you park this thing in it and it'll charge it up. It's like a moon pool is basically a garage. And now you heard that staticky shuffling sound just now. I honestly don't know what that is. I think it's... I mean, I have a couple theories. I don't know if they specifically say what it is. It's either the infection... Oh, and there's the island. It's either the infection or... Oh, okay, radio. Do we go back and get the... You know what? I'm almost 100% certain that's the Sunbeam, and we're at about 40 minutes, so we'll wait for that next time. So here's your island. Now you'll notice it's not actually attached to anything. Ancient floaters, so like those little ones, these are them, all grown up. And there actually is a hole in the middle of this that you can surface with in the Seamoth or whatever. And that's where the actual signal's coming from. But we're gonna go like this. And then, yes, you actually can go on land.
Picking up multiple energy signatures on the island's surface.
Yep. Just listen. You just hear everything. So this island is pretty interesting for a couple reasons. One, it's got tons of, oh, here you go. Bulbo tree. So you hit up tab and then, well, I mean, look at all the stuff we haven't done anything with. We'll get to those, but so the bulbo tree, threat level like 0, is a bulb-based flora which roots to the ground and sprouts turquoise leaves. Analysis suggests the sap produced by this plant is poisonous to insects, but can be harvested and consumed by humans for its high water content. Assessment, edible, high water content. And you look, and under the flora, which is plants, exploitable, and we got all these. So if you scan it, and then you're like, man, I don't know what to do with it, you can always come in here and it'll basically tell you. Right? So we'll go back to the inventory for a second, and then you pull out the knife, and you see how the, oh, that's one of the fixes in the update. So the knife is steaming. It used to be, like, just last week or the week before, underwater it bubbles. Like it's boiling the water around it. So they updated that. So now it steams in the air instead of boiling the air. So, oh, sorry. I mean, I don't think this will go away, but so you just hack yourself a piece. And now if you want to start your own little garden, now you can. And you can eat it straight up. So food plus 8, H2O plus 10. So as long as you're on either of the islands, you'll never actually go hungry or thirsty. I mean, unless you kill all the trees. Because after a while, like, you hack them 4 times, 4 times, something like that. That's when they start to... that's when it destroys them. It's kind of like the creep vine. So we'll just read the rest of the exploitable ones for now. Acid mushroom, threat level 0. Common spore-bearing fungi species. The flesh contains a highly acidic compound which leaches into the water if the outer skin is penetrated. So when you take a sample by cutting them, you'll probably get hurt. It is not clear which predator species necessitated such extreme countermeasures, but the acid mushroom's numbers suggest it has successfully deterred most of them. Assessment, inedible. Acid has applications in battery fabrication. So there you go. Creep vine. This one doesn't give you a threat assessment for whatever reason. A kelp species concentrated in large forests in shallow, sandy waters. Loose rocks anchor the plant to the sea floor, from where it grows steadily towards the surface in pursuit of sunlight. The stem is fibrous and rich in iron, making it both a viable base material for fabrication of textiles, as well as a basic foodstuff. Assessment, vital alien resources, edible, construction applications. Debs, I'm still waiting on a recipe in the fabricator for creepvine salad. Get on it. I'm joking, but I would like to see it. I think it would be neat. Because you can eat the creepvine raw, but you can't cook it. Or, I don't know, maybe there's no sesame seed oil for you to put on it. Okay, creepvine seeds, mature creepvine plants that have survived the predation of small herbivores, produce these bioluminescent seed clusters, which may be knocked loose by currents or consumed and later deposited by predators. So if you want to grow a creepvine that has the seeds on it, you need to plant the seeds itself. If you just want to grow the creepvine without the seeds, that's when you take your creepvine sample and plant that. So it's kind of specific. The embryo is surrounded by a thick oil and silicone layer, which would disperse into the ground as the outer skin deteriorated. This may provide the seedling with the nutrients it needs to survive the low light conditions on the seabed. Assessment, vital alien resource, construction applications. Gel sac, here you go. Oh, we got the threat level again. These organic structures grow on cave walls. The purple sacs, which arise from the surface, contain a low-density gel laced with spores. These burst from time to time, floating towards the surface and attaching onto the next rock face they encounter. While the gel sac is edible, its low density renders it an invaluable advanced construction material. Assessment, edible. Aerogel construction applications. Huge. Sulfur plant. No picture. These plants appear to serve as nests for the explosive organisms which guard them. Yeah, the little crashfish. The outer petals are undamaged by the presence of the inhabiting creature, suggesting a complex co-development. The plant has evolved to feed on nutrients and minerals deposited within it by the fish. Sulfuric deposits on the inner leaves provide an insight into the mechanism by which the creatures explode. Assessment. Sulfur has applications in construction of the repair tool. Right on. Oh, and there's exploitable... Oh, no. Flora in the sea and exploitable flora. Okay, got it. Alright, well, let's keep exploring some of this area. And we have a whole new bunch of things to scan. Which we will. So even though we can pick this up, it doesn't actually do anything. And there's the lake in the middle. But we're going to explore just a little bit. So something that I'm not going to show you guys right now is, unless I stumble across it by mistake, is that this island actually has a gate on it. It has like an alien structure that's like, it's like a Stargate basically. And it's inactive, so it doesn't actually work at the moment. So, like I said, unless I stumble across it, there's really no point. But so we're just going to wander around for a bit. Scan everything. And the only edible one, for now, that we know of is the bulbo tree. But you come over here, Jaffa Cups, and you're like, hey, exterior grow bed.
New blueprint.
Right on.
acquired.
Advanced synthetic soils allow this grow bed to support a huge variety and quantity of alien plant life, and it can be installed anywhere on land or underwater where there is space. So you can basically, like those gel sacks, those purple gel sacks, you slash them, you get the seeds, and then you plant them in a grow bed. And that way you have all the gel you need to make as much aerogel as you can stand. So we're going to take one of those, marble mountain plant. Where is this? Okay, yeah, habitat, blueprints. It's under exploitable. And this breaks the game, basically. This plant collects water from the air rather than relying on its root system and produces large, fleshy fruits, which are both edible and have atypically high water content. Assessment edible, high water content. And I grabbed one. It's right here. It's small, but it's food plus 11, H2O plus 7. Boom. The sun is setting. And we can also grab a normal size one, because that was a small one. Big one, food 12, H2O 14. So, boom. So what you do is, inside your base, once we find the interior grow bed, you hack one of those to get the seeds. Like we'll do, there you go. So now we can plant 4 of these, or you could just drop all but one and not have to worry about it as much. But we're going to keep wandering around. So, there's like a little, I don't know what you call that, a bay. And when you run, you kind of put away your thing. So we'll just follow the path. Yep, and that was that scratchy, shuffly, staticky thing. So you see up there, you can't see it very well, but there's a building up there. And you have to be careful, because sometimes, like, you know, you could fall down there. And there's another peak and another little building. You'll be able to see it better once that planet goes across it. See, there it is. It's like a little observatory. So basically you just follow the path. And then also, you can see more like a garden down there and another little building. So we'll go check out the building first. Now you have to be careful. I didn't see any on the beach that I started at, but oh, there's one. Little bastards. They remind me a lot of the head crabs from... Wait, what? Multi-purpose room. Oh, okay. So we get our first room. Now, you don't actually need the multi-purpose room.
New blueprint acquired.
We're gonna cut you first, and then we won't have to worry about scanning you. Cave crawlers. Or head crabs. These guys are little bastards. They'll just jump straight at you. And you can build like corridors like that, the X corridors or whatever. Let's reinforced dive suit. Yep. See, the X compartment. You just build that, build a hatch on one side, and you're good. You have plenty of space for lockers and whatever else you need. Okay, so there's a few of these little guys. See, look at that. How rude. But it only takes like 3 hits. And I think there's one inside there or something. Okay, we're going to scan the Chinese potato. And that's another thing that you'll want to... No, because I think that takes up a lot of space. We can always come back here. Alright, so... PDA. Let's scan the purple tablet now.
New PDA data.
And there's a wall planter as well, so you can start to decorate the inside of your...
New blueprint acquired.
It's like, hey, what is this? Let me rub my face on it. That was a reference to Portal. You know, just throwing that out there. Hard to see, but there's a little spotlight right down there. It's broken off on this, but you can actually attach it to your base and it'll automatically track large predators. Which makes it pretty handy. And somewhere around here, you should see... You know, I really thought there was a box or something down... There's supposed to be a broken stasis rifle. Did I miss it? It's possible, I suppose. Right, and you scan the bulkhead itself. It's basically that door. Oh, I see you. Oh, it's becoming sunlight. Dawn. Woo. Okay. So the bulkheads are handy because once you start building your base, you notice it has like integrity, like base structural integrity, and interesting. So they've reinforced it, but it still came apart. But then again, I guess a landslide will do that. So yeah, you'll need bulkheads. You'll need those reinforced panels. Here you go. Ultra glide fins. Streamlined construction enhances swim speed considerably by comparison to regular fins. Yep. And then it's a little bit disorienting, but using the ladder just basically teleports you, like so. And this is the one that most people miss.
Integrating new PDA data.
Right on. And randomly has a battery inside. You got C voice too, so you can find like 6 logs. And you start to realize there's another ship crashed before you, and I guess they took the stasis rifle piece away from this area. So you basically find 6 logs. There's like 2 in there. There's not 2 in each. There's like 1 in one and 2 in the other. But if you go out here, and you can actually run on land, which is nice. If you go up here, in the night it's harder to see for some reason, but
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Aftermath.
Integrating new PDA data.
So it basically tells you... Right, so there's the ship that crashed before you, like 10 years ago, called the Degassi. And you can kind of just run up the sides of the mountains a little bit. It's not perfect, but it certainly saves you time. Just don't jump, because sometimes you'll launch yourself off. Here you go. Okay, so we're kind of this way. We'll just go around, because this one's pretty steep. But the Degassi crashed about 10 years ago. And they basically... There was 3 of them. There was the owner, Paul, the son of the owner, Bart, and then the bodyguard slash... I don't think she was the pilot, but she may have been. And Marguerite slash Merida, or whatever her name is officially. And we'll listen to all that stuff. So here's the other, like, outposts, basically. Okay, sure.
Acquired.
Yep. Why is it not letting me scan that? Are they both the same? Okay. I think they used to be different. So, alright. And then you scan this big thing. Remember, our database was corrupted, so they probably had access to most of this stuff, but we did not.
New blueprint acquired.
Right. So another voice log.
New PDA data.
That's the only one in this. And then don't kill yourself. And you can see that off to that side, and you can see it over there. And, man, it's a lot of ocean. A lot of ocean. And be careful, too. Like, I wouldn't advise going like this. I'd recommend sticking to the paths, typically, because sometimes you'll be going along, and all of a sudden, it'll just drop out from under you. Like there's holes in the ground. So you just have to be careful, and yes, you do take fall damage. So we're going to try and stick to the path, because it's not too bad. Oh, they moved it up here. Interesting. So this box used to be, well, used to be down there. I guess they, people missed it sometimes, so they're like, hey, here it is. Find it. Question is, will people miss this one? Log number 3. Take some disinfected water. And here, so you already scanned the observatory. You get a lantern tree. Fern palm. I think this is the only place you can find the fern palm. Not that it matters. But if you want to be a completionist, then there you go. So, interior grow bed.
New blueprint acquired.
Okay, so right, marble melon plant we've looked at. Chinese potato plant. Chinese potatoes common throughout the China territories, where synthetic foods are still stigmatized, and there remain large tracts of arable land on which to grow fresh produce. Genetically designed prior to the expansion, this plant is highly adaptable to different environments and a staple of new colonies galaxy-wide. Assessment edible. So there's basically the Mongolian / Chinese territories and Altera. And then I think there's a couple others too, but the Mongolian states are like huge, and Altera was trying to expand and send out. That's why they sent the Aurora to this place to make a phase gate, so they could basically compete. Because apparently in this world, everything is now like a corporation. Like people are their own corporate entities. It's kind of interesting. Kind of an interesting philosophy. Okay, lantern tree, a conglomeration of individual vines which rely on one another for structural support. Grows exclusively on fertile land. Each vine produces orange, lantern-shaped fruits with minimal nutrition and hydration value. Assessment edible in an emergency. I'll see about that. Right, so food 10, H2O3. So they're not terrible. Drink some water too. From what I understand, their real use is they're really good in a bioreactor. But as with everything else, these things change because of the patches and everything else. Like it used to be, I remember reading that one of the latest patches changed it so that plants would get higher value from the bioreactor, like more energy produced than non-plant stuff. So it used to be that things with the highest calorie content or the rarest things, like you'd stick a floater in there and it would fuel your bioreactor for like ever. Is this no? Okay, I thought the gate might be around here, but probably is. It's a real pain to find just by itself. Right, I was trying to see if the data bank... Okay, so we have codes and clues, LifePod 6. A distress signal has been received from LifePod 6, but the attached coordinates were corrupted. Last available photographic data has been downloaded and analyzed. Crew request assistance navigating radiation. Sunk to approximately 100 degrees, or 100 meters. Located in an area dense with red grass, near a number of natural arches and rock stacks. Transmission origin approximately 400 meters west-northwest of LifePod 4's last known location. And LifePod 4 is the flipped over one near the Aurora. But you don't know that yet. You don't know that. Not yet. Okay, so we have Degassi survivors. So we have Bart Togo's log. One. They're going to be out of order a little bit because as you find the different habitats, like we'll listen to this here in a sec. We're going to stop soon though. Oh, and then there's extra Altera search and rescue mission. The Aurora also had a secondary mission of finding the Degassi since it disappeared in the area where we were going. But now we know it crashed on the planet. So let's yeah, I can hear those little head crabs running around. Our Seamoth is over that way, so we'll head back this way and try not to fall into the, off a cliff. See if we can grab a Chinese potato as well to take with us. Oh, right. Yeah, we need this. Okay. If you're afraid of heights, this next part might be a little... Well, it still unnerves me a bit. I can't see the ground right here. I assume it's gonna fall off, so we're just gonna... It's deep enough we can dive, so let's go. See? We're back underneath. But you surface, and then you are here. At the rendezvous point.
Integrating new PDA data.
So since this was our next place to go...
We have to board the Aurora, repair the long-range comms, make contact with the other survivors. We can't be the only two that made it.
Those are not the orders the captain gave me, and they are not the orders I'm giving you.
This isn't chain of command, it's survival.
My obligations as acting commander don't turn on their convenience. Get out of the water.
If I get into trouble, I'll send you my coordinates.
I can't let you go alone.
Then come with me.
You don't leave me much choice.
Received emergency transmission from Second Officer Keane, 2 hours after last activity.
Rendezvous was a failure. Intercepted a transmission from Altera HQ. Seems they sent a data package to the Aurora. We were intercepted by a Leviathan-class Predator before we could reach the ship. Consider the CTO and I lost at sea. Be safe. Keen. Out.
Yep, so they got hit by a Reaper. They were trying to get to the ship. Although, well, I suppose it still could be... Oh, it's dark now. It could have been the one... So there used to be multiple ways into the Aurora. Now there's just the one at the front of the ship, which is where a Reaper likes to hang out. So they could have gotten, you know, intercepted by that one. And yeah, rocks do fall. I don't think they actually hit you, but they fall. Oh, right. Wait. Oh, it must have been another solar eclipse. Yep. Okay. Oh, well, sorry. So,
Welcome aboard, Captain.
we will head back here. Right. So that's the proposed Degassi habitat. That's what you pick up from the that one near the cave, where it updates their coordinates, and we'll see that here in a sec. But it basically talks about how they have to move and change locations and that sort of thing. So, you know, the game starts giving you breadcrumbs, and then eventually it leads you to this, and then you follow that trail. So it kind of guides you. And if you look, you can see the bottom of the life pod, which is very cool. There's another little wreck over here. And hang on. I wonder if that's what I think it is. Let's find out. No, that's just a piece of wreck. I thought it was part of the Cyclops. But no. And I'm pretty sure we've been to this one already. Yeah, this is the one with all the beacons and the grav traps and all that stuff. And yeah, it'll still tell you that you need to scan it, because it's there. Silver ore, yay! Right, so now the question is this night, or is this another solar eclipse? Like, that's the question. And you can always turn the lights on. They use power a little bit more, but, you know, it's better than running into something. We're doing pretty well. We're doing pretty well. Especially with those time capsules. That's pretty awesome. Whatever, we'll leave it on, it's fine. Okay. Alright, so we have silver, we have really we didn't pick up anything, we just scanned a bunch of stuff. So, right, we have another radio message, which I'm not gonna check just yet, because more than likely that's the sunbeam. And as soon as that hits, you have like 40 minutes to get to their rendezvous and make it there. So, you know, it's kind of glitchy if you save while the timer's still going. So, Okay, LifePod 19 when we dived to find it. To all crew, if you're reading this, then you have followed the automatic distress signal broadcast by this LifePod's onboard computer, contrary to my orders. I have been forced to evacuate. Your orders are to disregard my safety and attempt to reach the designated rendezvous coordinates at the nearest landmass. I hope to see you there. So he evacuates, goes to the rendezvous point on the island, and then Chief Technical Officer Yu shows up and she's like, hey, we need to get to the Aurora.
Keen, this is Aurora. Come in.
This is Keen. Lifepod detached to OK planet fall in 30 seconds.
The computer has identified a landmass at the attached coordinates. I want you to regroup the crew there.
Understood, but
They are your responsibility now. Don't let them down.
Captain, you need to evacuate.
Negative. You'll need the ship in one piece if you're going to contact HQ on the long range. I'm attempting a controlled descent.
Captain!
Yep, that's bad. That's bad. All right, well, we'll stop here today. Look at that. It's very pretty. Don't forget to save, guys. The game does not autosave for you. Well, guys. Wow. Need to drink some water, apparently. So, seriously, thanks for your attention. Thanks for your time. I really hope you're enjoying the walkthrough. I hope it's useful. Or at the very least, you know, you're getting something out of it. Definitely need to drink some water. But seriously, guys, thank you. And I hope to see you guys next time for the next video. As always, guys, take care.